Hi, I just wanted to share with you the things I did to prepare for my mastectomy and to which I credit my speedy recovery. So, just to summarize, I had my mastectomy on the 21st of November 2025. And in 2 weeks, like by like the 2 week mark, I had gained almost all of my mobility back. By 3 weeks, I was driving relatively, no, actually, less than 3 weeks. I was driving comfortably, relatively comfortably, I should say. And so I was able to kind of just bounce back up. And it was interesting, like people even right after my mastectomy were saying that, I didn't even look like I had gone through an operation. Like I wasn't completely drained. And the same thing right after, like the day after, when I saw people online during a study I was doing. Anyway, same thing. So maybe it's also just like my drive, but I credit a lot of what I did prior to my mastectomy to my successful outcome. So what I did, one of the things that you will hear a lot in my videos is just the importance for me to stay active and exercise. So I exercise prior to my mastectomy, even afterwards. I exercise very, very frequently. I mixed in weight training with runs and sprints and long walks. So definitely like weeding in activity throughout my day. So even before this whole diagnosis, whenever I'd work, my breaks would be like maybe like a 10-15 minute like weights routine or a quick, sprint up a few hills in my neighborhood. So that was definitely part of my regular routine, the thing that I did to just blow off steam, but also to stay healthy. And so that was very important. And also, I mean, eating healthy has been very important as well. So one of the things that I would advise you, if you can, is just, be active. Like if you have time to prepare for a surgery such as this, and again, I had a full mastectomy on the right side, so I didn't do both sides, and there were 4 lymph nodes that were also removed. So just so you understand kind of the gravity or like how intense it was, they didn't remove any muscle, but they did remove some of the fascia. I think that's how it's pronounced, covering the muscle. So there was some like it wasn't just a little snip. They really did a lot. Nothing that, but not no muscle, which was nice. At any rate, but that really helped, like my constant physical activity. And I remember consciously even just pushing myself even more when it came to weights. I really wanted to focus on building up that muscle mass because I knew that for at least like 2 weeks, I would be not completely bedridden, but not as active as I was before. So that was great. Also, one of the things I heard in another video by another individual, it's a woman who I follow. I should probably put her name in the link or something, a link below. But she's a Pilates and physiotherapist, so Pilates instructor and physiotherapist. And one of the things that she said is just the day before your surgery, like don't do anything like too drastic, like no heavy, huge weights or really like a long kind of marathon kind of jog. But one of the things that she said is like the day before your surgery, go for a very long walk. Like it doesn't have to be intensive. It could just be a nice walk. And that's exactly what I did. The day before my surgery, I had a very dear friend of mine come over to my place, and I live near the woods. I'm a very lucky person. I live in the city, but I have access to the woods. Anyway, and we went for a beautiful autumn walk because the leaves were still there, and it was just so lovely, and it was long, and it was nice. So that helped. Another thing I have to say is that I credit my support system. I've mentioned this in my other videos, but I've built a garden of friends. That friend that I went for a walk with coined it as such, and it's just so beautiful. I have these people that I know I can rely on, and it's so funny, or I should say I'm just so lucky that more and more people are offering their support to me as I continue in this journey, and I've been very, very blessed and I'm so grateful that I have them, because I know that I can rely on people. And what I've done throughout this journey, or up until now, and what I'll continue to do, is I don't just rely on one person. I rely on, like, I reach out to different people. So I'm not always reaching out to the same person. I'm reaching out to different people at different times, and also fully understanding that different people not everyone can give you everything, right? And so I will talk a bit more about friendship and the importance of friendship in my evolution as a person I am today. However, in this cancer journey, it also applies. Lastly, I do credit my daughters. I'm so lucky. I have two amazing daughters that have blown my mind. Actually, I was so afraid that this surgery will actually pull us apart, but in fact it brought us closer together. And just to see them, for us, see them not just stepping up to the plate, but see us working together. And it was like we were in this, and we are in this together. And even seeing my eldest and the way that she started treating her younger sister, and just being kinder to her, but also my youngest being, the first time I was, not the first time ever, but I was shocked a week ago. She came home from school, saw that there were dishes in the sink, and she started washing them. We don't have a dishwasher. So she just started washing them, didn't say anything, I didn't need to say anything. Her sister didn't need to say anything. She just took that initiative. So honestly, having that support network, being active prior really, really helped. Now I'm going to go into more detail as to what the mastectomy was like. And then also go into detail as to the steps I did to recover quicker. And why I was, back on my feet quite rapidly, and people were even shocked at how quickly that happened. It may also have something to do with the fact that I didn't get reconstruction. I know it does. I know if you don't get reconstruction, it's just a quicker recovery. But I do want to go into that, and maybe that will help someone. Thanks.